me as I came home. So she's gonna hang out with me while I do this update. I fought, I don't even know, last week, and then came back to the gym and I had maybe like, I don't know, 5 days of training or something. It doesn't matter. I'm getting back into training, and then just enough of it to be ready for my next fight, which is on Monday. So I still have stitches in my shin. I'm just going to leave them in and cover it for the fight, because that'll probably protect it and keep it from opening more than taking them out, because it's where it is, it's kind of guaranteed to open again unless I just don't touch it at all. But I'm fighting the same girl who opened it, so she's probably going to go after my legs. In training today, I was kind of getting frustrated and clinching because I was going with this guy, the champ, who is really good. He's smaller than me, probably walks around at like 44 kilos or something like that. I walk around at like 46, 47, so like not a lot smaller. And he's very, very strong, and he's very good. So I was getting frustrated because if you actually looked at it like from a fight standing, I was hanging in there. It was great. Like, it totally made a fight. But in terms of like trying to do the things that I was trying to do, I just could not make it work. And Pinu was like yelling at me to tell me to like get my arm in, and I'm like, I can't. Like, he's too strong. There's no way I can get my arm in. And he's like, I know you can't, but when you clinch someone who's not as strong as him, you will. So like, just keep working on it and let it like not work all the time. And in my head, I'm like, that's fucked, because when it never works, then you convince yourself that it doesn't work, and then you don't use it. But I understand what he's saying in terms of like, you basically, lift weights heavier than what you're going to need to lift when you carry your groceries or whatever, so that carrying your groceries is really easy. I 100% understand what he's getting at with that, and I actually apologized to him after clinching. I was like, I'm sorry to oppose you. I shouldn't talk back. I should just do it. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. But it's me catching myself. Like, I don't need to have that internal dialogue either. Like, just do it. And the frustration comes from the gap between what I want to be able to do and what I'm actually able to do, which is not a big deal. Like, you kind of always have a gap like that if you consistently strive to get better. If you're really happy with where you are all the time, you're not really going to be working for the next thing. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be satisfied with things that you do or proud of yourself for things that you are able to accomplish, but not being where you wish to be is not a bad thing. It just means room to grow. So that was my sliding into bad mental habits and then pulling myself into at least a more neutral position, even if it's not necessarily like a positive position, which is that I know that this is good for me even if it feels like shit. So that's good. It's my last day of training. We drive up tomorrow, and I'll be fighting on Monday, and then Chocolate from Onyx MMA is on Tuesday, so I'll stay in corner for her, which I love doing, and then we'll come back down after that. So it's been kind of like a zipping up and down kind of month, getting my fights in Duuglas-Ittu and Chiang Mai, and I fought in Patio, which was really nice. And then, so when I finish with these fights and when I come back I'll be back on like the 22nd or something like that, and then at the end of the week I'm going to go do the Vipassana meditation retreat again, which I did in November after my 200th fight. I fought my 200th fight, and the next morning woke up and went into this 3-day meditation retreat, and so it's been a little bit more than 6 months, and I want to kind of do it every 6 months, so I'm going to go do that again at the end of this month, and then start my next cycle of fights for next month. But I think it's a good thing. I'm definitely always working towards the next thing and growing, but it's just a very slow process. When you're like watching a plant grow, it's not like sprouting all over the place, but if you like don't look at it and then you look at it a month later, you're like, oh wow, that plant really grew. I'm looking at myself all the time. Like, I'm checking myself from the beginning of morning session to the end of morning session, from morning session to evening session, all this stuff. So I think that you have to be conscious enough in order to keep like continually working on the things that you want to be doing, but not be so fine-tuned focused that you miss those changes. That's my thought for today. I'll talk to you guys later.